In the first game of the 2018 edition of the Subway Series. John, this is a game where Jacob deGrom was dealing. Yankees find a way to hang in, get the big hit. That's a nice victory.
This is a really nice win for the New York Yankees, and I think there are some nights the Yankees are going to go out there, they score their 8-9 runs, and they just bludgeon the other team, and you're impressed by that. But when you win a gritty game like this against Jacob deGrom, having a fantastic year, he looked like he was lights out throughout the whole game, and you kind of hang in there. Tanaka leaves the game with the hamstring injuries. The bullpen does a great job. And then Brett Gardner, that gritty veteran, gets a big swing of the bat. And by the way, Stanton adds on to it. These games impress me more than watching the Yankees go out and beat somebody up, scoring 10 runs.
I couldn't agree more, because for large chunks of this game, you were watching Jacob deGrom and saying, are they going to get a hit against Jacob deGrom? Are they going to get 2 hits in a row? Are they going to have any way to score a run? They score their first run off an error by Gonzalez, so an unearned run. But then, of course, Brett Gardner comes through late with that 2-run homer, and Gardner deserves a ton of props for the at-bats that he had tonight and just the leadership and the ability that he brings. He's turned his season around across the last 21 games, hiking his average by 70 points, and he doesn't melt when the spotlight is at its hottest. He seems to embrace it.
Well, you think about how many big moments he's had over the last couple of seasons, whether it was the home run at Wrigley or earlier this year against the Astros just a couple weeks ago. He always seems to be built for those moments.
He has the big hits, the big moments, but the way he celebrates those big moments is what I love about Brett Gardner. There's an intensity, there's an excitement, but there's a respect for the other club that he's playing against. He's never going to show anybody up, but you could tell with that home run, there was a lot of fire in Brett Gardner. His teammates feed off of that. Another huge hit for him, and just an all-around great night. You can look at the defense. Andujar makes a nice play in the 9th inning, right? Torres, the young kid who we're questioning, how would he handle this? He had a couple of hits. And Giancarlo Stanton, who just beats up the Mets for some reason, his first time in the Subway Series, has a big swing of the bat at the end.
We probably figured Stanton would go deep. The numbers at Citi Field are crazy. I'm glad you mentioned Andujar and Torres, because I want to use those guys as a segue to go back to Gardner. What have we talked about this year with the Yankees? Youth. Look at Andujar. Look at Torres. Well, for tonight, look at Brett Gardner. He's 34 years old. He's the longest tenured Yankee. He's played 1,271 games as a Yankee. He knows that his career has less left in it than what he has already played. He is playing to get to a World Series again and to try and get a ring, and he is a valuable player on this Yankee team. He can play left field. He can play center field. He sits at the top of that lineup, and he makes pitchers work, or on nights like tonight, he does damage against pitchers.
Well,